where I am is actually bubbling.
Tune, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, so tell me what's going on around you. Okay. We are still trying to connect to Tunde and Shion Akinola in Osun State. Osun Decides. Hello, Tunde. All right, we'll keep trying. Yes, Bosun is working, touching the buttons. Michael is here. Michael Latu Bosun. We're working together this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Edmund.
All right, Tunde, we can hear you now.
Okay, that was good. I can hear you too.
Good. So what's going on?
Okay, well, it's all about the 2022 Osun State Gubernatorial election. And so far, it's been going on well, to the best of our knowledge. The process started on 8:30 and is expected to run until around 2:30 later today, all things being equal. We have 15 candidates participating in this election. Unfortunately, one was forced to pull out yesterday as the candidate of PRP because of some internal party rankings. So there are 13 major candidates participating, but of course, some also argue that it's a race maybe involving about 3 or 4 candidates. Earlier today, the governorship candidate of PDP, that's Ademola Adeleke, cast a vote in his hometown of Ede. So where I am now in Eragbiji is where the incumbent governor and the candidate of All Progressives Congress, Governor Gubernatorial, is expected to cast his vote. Is Unit 2. Boricua, it's actually a primary school. Coco Primary School, that's where the polling unit is in Eragbiji. That's where the candidate of All Progressives Congress will cast his vote. For now, as you would expect, there's a huge media presence here, but we are still waiting for the governor to come out and exercise his fundamental rights. Before now, we have been to different places this morning, from Oshogbo down to this place. We interacted with so many people. I think the good thing that can be deduced from the Osun election so far is that there is nothing like voter apathy. People are really motivated, and if you look at it, even before their PVC collection rate is actually the best in the southwest. It's about 76% PVC collection out of around 1.9 million registered voters that got their PVC. So it means they are ready for this. And today as well, they are living up to that already. They came out very early to line up for this exercise. One major issue that has come to define our recent election is that of vote buying, especially if you look at what happened at the governorship election. So all the stakeholders, INEC, civil society organizations, all the press briefings we've been having in the past 2 days that I got here has centered around how to curb vote buying. Of course, it's a very complicated thing because it's different from all other electoral practices like voting or ballot box matching that you can easily curtail, because these are things that happen in obscure areas, in somebody's house, in some party offices. But the good thing is that we have officials of EFCC, of ICPC, the 2 main anti-graft agencies in Nigeria. They are here, some of them in plain clothes, some of them in uniform. We also have NDLA officials there. That's in addition to the regular security personnel, the police, the military, the NCDC, and the like. So let us hope that this is going to be a cleaner election compared to them.
Ekiti. We also had the police, CFCC, ICPC. But when the vote buyers unleashed their money, it was done openly.
Yeah, it was done openly, and the process was heavily criticized, rightly, for that as well. Because one thing is for people to say an election is clean, free, credible, and violence-free. But then again, when voting is done not on the basis of principle or conviction, but on the persuasion of inducement, it calls to question, this works. That's why I said that we can only, or because I've been sharing some videos I can also share with you. Basically the EFCC and ICPC and even the police, those that are tasked with, the responsibility of fighting vote buying and vote selling aspects of the election, they are working in strategic areas. They are not necessarily the ones they are feeling at the polling areas. I suppose they are working largely on the basis of intelligence. So let's hope that we can make examples, because as I said, there was a press conference yesterday that Women Arise for Change, led by Dr. Joe Obi had, and she continued also in her advocacy. I made a point that, look, can't continue to record success in buying votes. No amount of advocacy will solve that. What will solve it is to make serious examples, out of people who do that, so that it will serve as a form of deterrence. So that's what we're looking out for in the event that there's a case of vote buying.
If you are just joining us, the program is State Affairs. Tunde Olawuwo is speaking from Iragbiji, the hometown of the governor of Osun State, Egbokhare. Tunde, before you go, there's this headline on the front page of the Saturday Tribune. Governors besiege Osun as APC, PDP lock horns. Are the governors still in town?
Most of them are no longer in town, if not all. I doubt if they still have any. They basically came to during the course of the week, which is usually the final leg of their mega rally. And of course, the two major parties, even the third force, Labour Party also had something like that, because they had the presidential candidate of Labour Party, Peter Obi, in Osun, for their own mega rally for PDP and APC. That's exactly what happened. But yesterday we made our findings. We reached out to some of our contacts within the two major political parties to ask if those who came to town, for instance, for the PDP, their presidential candidate Egbokhare was in town. Ifeanyi Okowa was in town as well. Most of their governors, Aminu Tambuwa and the rest, they came, but they left almost immediately. For the governors of APC as well, they left the following day. So they are really not in town anymore. They left Thursday and Friday morning.
All right, Tunde, we keep here. We keep our microphone open. We'll be happy to put you on. Let us know when Oyetola is ready to vote.
We will definitely do that. I think before I leave, there is one very interesting part of this that maybe will be subject of discussion another time. One is why hotels, almost all hotels, get booked during elections. I don't understand. It's been a serious issue trying to find accommodation, and that has always been the case, which begs the question, who are those booking these hotels? Is it just the media and observers, or the politicians just basically book up all the hotels?
All right.
Then, the second part will be the role that entertainers also played in our elections. We saw it with two major artists coming to town on Thursday, and basically because when we interacted with the people, their presence represented different things to them.
Portable is everywhere, showing the naira.
Yes, not just the naira, the dollar as well. So we were saying it, there's a slang that once people catch, basically that they've given me, they've spread, the money. And of course, the video of how the video, pop star, David Adeleke has also been pulling his weight for his uncle, the candidate of the PDP, because they have massive influence on the people. In fact, yesterday we devoted about 30 minutes of our reportage asking the people if the entertainers were going to sway their voting behavior in any way. And interestingly, some of them answered in the affirmative.
The results of the election tell us how influential the entertainers are becoming in electioneering. Thank you, Tunde Olawo, for briefing us.
Thank you so
When
much.
you talk about entertainers, it reminds me of the Kennedy-Richard Nixon election in the 1960s. At the point, Kennedy needed to bring Sinatra. And when Frank Sinatra came into the scene, then he was one of the most popular artists in the United States. And he also belonged to the mafias. When he came in, he swung the vote. And Kennedy smiled to victory.
Well, I think PDP is taking a cue from that. You observe that some of their deputy governor candidates now are Nollywood actors. And I hope Nigeria is at that level where it's beginning to look like a big joke, actually. I mean, from my perspective. And then, of course, the most interesting one is the VP of NNDP, Indaboski. It's like the version of Indaboski. Pastor somebody. Idahosa. Yeah. You could see how he was. And I just told myself that I was pinching myself if we were still in virtual space.
But entertainers, because I've also been reading the attacks on Funke. And at the point I said, no, why? Are we taking entertainers for a joke? Entertainment is an intellectual work.
Well, it's not, the joke is not that they are entertainers. The joke is that you can't thread the history, or their participation in political consciousness and so on. And people, my impression is that there are two words for the average Nigerian. You can like somebody and adore the person being a star. That is not enough, especially when it comes to politics and governance. But when a party now concentrates on that, we can bring them in to boost the political, but governance again is another level.
Ronald Reagan was an actor.
Yeah, but that's America.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, the governor of California.
Yeah. Get one thing clear, Edmund. You see, there are two ends that you bring together for comparison. There are two different ends.
Well, we borrowed the presidential system from America.
Yes, no doubt about that. But the way we practice is different. You see, is
Tinubu more brilliant than Funke Akindele?
There's localization of everything that we're doing. And I'll come to, let me explain to you. The fact remains that you don't turn, nothing wrong in bringing entertainers into politics. Yes, they have their own part to play. But you just don't invent an entertainer overnight and say, come and run on a ticket.
But you can invent a businessman overnight to come and run on a ticket.
And he will fail.
He's not a businessman.
No. Shey Makinde has been on the terrain for some time.
Yes.
He's been on the terrain. Funke Akindele just came overnight. He says, come and take it together.
Adelabu that APC unleashed on us, he's not a businessman.
And see the trend. See the trend of his activities now. See the trend of Adelabu's activities. So the fact remains that, look, I'm telling you, politics, the way it's played in this country, you must be on the tough for some time before you get the nitty-gritty, and you cannot here and there and come victorious. It's not something you just wake up overnight and get into. Look, I told you, I came into politics at 22 years. So I didn't just get this political wisdom in a day. I got time. And
that political wisdom that we talk about is dancing to entrench interest.
Get it right. Ditto the fact that if you want to play politics in Nigeria and you want to get it right, that's a period for understudying.
Obi came in and won.
Obi. Listen. Obi, he latched on somebody.
Yes, now.
He latched on somebody.
You always latch on somebody.
I'm telling you. So if you want to come as an entertainer and you coming in, both Jando and Jide and Funke Akedele, they're non-starters. They're non-starters. That's the thing. And the ditto, if you look at all those places, you see those that are using them and bringing them in are those that they are not strong on the political turf. They're only trying to bring a name to shore up their image and give them some nomenclature. That's why they bring them.
Look at what APC has done. Young boy called Portable. Have you seen the pictures, Prof?
No.
That what?
What APC is doing with him?
No, right.
He's almost naked. He went to see Oyetola with a bag of money. That is what APC is unleashing on the psyche of the people.
That is what they should be reserved for. It's pure entertainment. It's pure entertainment. It's pure entertainment. So what they are using, they're only engaging him. They're engaging his talents of entertainment. Come and entertain.
If you were to be the deputy governor candidate.
So for you now to promote, what do you call his name now? A Portable. To be a candidate of a party, it doesn't fly, it doesn't work. You can bring them in. That is the area they are known for, entertainment. Come, let them turn electioneering campaign into some fun, into some activities. Yes, they are there all along. You cannot expect what do you call it, Kwamwan, who has been singing all along for APC. He won't turn overnight and say he wants to be the candidate. It's not done. It's not done.
Why is it not done?
He's contributing his own quota. The fact that it turns electioneering and campaign into events that are eventful, interest-filled.
So he'll be singing for the Tinubu.
So yes. So if he does that, yes, it's adding value. But if he decides,
he's getting paid.
Yes, because it's his job.
But Egbokhare, you'll be writing for the Tinubus. That's your role.
If I submit to that role, fine. But if I am and I understand exactly what my role is, and I want to play the politics, I will play the politics.
You come into it.
But to say, you see, the problem of governance, for me, I think governance is a serious business. Very, very serious. Ronald Reagan was a Republican. He was known as a Republican. He just didn't only because it was what do you call it, a Hollywood star. But Hollywood added perspective and value.
Most of these people have been involved.
But he has been involved. He has been governor.
That's why I say it's a terrain. It's a terrain. You work on the terrain.
Donald Trump just came in.
No, but I can tell you about Donald Trump.
Donald Trump
he built on Ross. He built on the Tea Party lady.
He's been involved.
So it took a lot of a generation, about 3 generations.
He understood.
And he understood and saw that there was opportunity.
He understood.
All right. Peter Obi is the candidate of Labour Party. He tells us, don't vote me because I am an Igbo man. Peter Obi tells you, the candidate and make the right choice. Let's listen to him.
Let's know who we are. Let's ask questions who we are. Let's verify who we are. It is important for you. Do not say because Peter Obi is from the East, I will vote for him. Do not vote for me because I'm an Igbo man. Do not vote for anybody because they're from the West. Do not vote for anybody because they're from the North. This is time to vote a human being who have conscience and trust.
State Affairs with Ebo is live.
And I talk about general corruption. Let nobody tell you can't stop corruption. Wife and children are not stealing. Those around you are not stealing. You reduce it by 70%. Because as governor, you will approve what they will steal. So when you approve to take your own, everybody will start adding his own. But if you're not taking, nobody will add. Go to me anywhere. I've been governor for 8 years. And they will tell you, Go and show me where anybody added his own in Anambra State. Because I have to take first now. Before you take. So if the leader is not taking, I'm not a cento. If I'm not taking, you can't take.
State Affairs with Edmondo Bilo is live.
Prof, look at that analogy.
Yeah.
If I'm not taking, you can't take.
Well, it sounds very interesting. Actually, if I can guarantee that anybody is going to stop corruption in Nigeria, I will want to support the person. But I think it's very easy to stop corruption. Simply death penalty. If you steal, you die. And then if any of the candidates can guarantee me that that is going to be passed to law, then I will say, yeah, this guy is serious. But you see,
do you want to finish people?
I want to finish people. Basically,
it's a country where people steal to live.
Yes, that's the truth.
And now you want them to steal and die.
70% of Nigerian elites, without corruption, they would die.
It's not even about the elite again. Nigerians, it's a place where people steal to live. So it's a culture.
But the lives over, especially official corruption, political corruption, and all these things. Believe me, I can tell you that Nigeria will become a righteous nation.
But Obi has given us a simple analogy. As a governor, that was what he did. If I don't steal, you will not steal.
And then I want him to add to it that when he now comes into office, he's going to pass that law about death penalty, and that all those who have been also have cases that, in retrospect, that have stolen themselves also will be.
You want to kill a lot of APC members? Wale, we will not allow that.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I won't allow what?
Okay.
Edmond, don't put me on the back foot. I want you to get one thing right. Yes, nothing wrong in Obi. Obi has done his 80 years as governor and is coming to. The fact remains that Obi himself was running mate to an Atiku in 2019. So what has changed between him wanting to run with Atiku and he could not get the ticket now, he wants to take Labour Party? That's a question mark. Question mark number one. He has to tell us that. If you could believe in some 3 years ago, and today, he's not more believing in that leadership because he could not get the ticket, that's a question. He does not show fidelity in himself Obi as a person. That's number one. Number two, the issue of corruption and misgovernance in this country, corruption generally in this country, I've always advocated for one thing. I've always advocated for a stick and carrot approach because it's all the strata of the society in Nigeria that is endemic with corruption, both either in the media, in politics, whether in education, in academics, whether in business. Everybody is almost corrupt in Nigeria, whether one corruption, even in the churches, in the mosques.
They will stop corruption.
It's
our way of life.
It's an endemic. So what an advocate is this? You see, there's need for a national reorientation of this country. And I've said it, the APC government of 2019, what we're advocating is that it's a short and long-term approach into the issue of killing this cankerworm that is eating deep into the fabric of Nigeria.
How because can you kill it when you are sponsoring
when the party itself has people who are also the cankerworm?
Let me
they are not the snakes.
Let me do my analysis and get it right. Now, what I'm saying is that it's now in every sphere of life, even you, the media men, you are more corrupt than the politician.
How?
You are much more corrupt. You see your releases, your publications, it is jaundiced out of the fact that's a brand envelope. It's everywhere. Now, but the issue...
you have been a journalist. You are in a media station.
I'm coming. I'm coming to that. Let's leave the media out. It's almost every area. So what I'm trying to say about the stick and carrot approach is this. The first thing you do, any government will do, is that you provide for the welfare of the citizens in such a manner that you create an egalitarian society. When you give it to the people, then the stick approach of it is what Prof was referring to. If you say death penalties, you have this. But you must first of all create that atmosphere, the egalitarian society, the welfareist approach that will make an average person comfortable. Because if I don't have my children to go to a public school, it's almost free and it's good, and I have to start thinking of they go to a private school that is expensive, I want to find a way of meeting up. So the first thing you do is create an egalitarian society, make sure it's comfortable. Then you now come with a strict approach. And if you do this will be the answer. Then, like I said, it's a short-term and long-term approach. There should be a national orientation. It's an assignment on its own, where you have a commission for those who knows how to reorientate values.
You know,
they're the ones that will come in.
Chief Owu, you mentioned brown envelope.
Right.
You know, for some time, what is the meaning of brown envelope? Because journalists have been accused of brown envelope. Journalism is being redefined. Programs are becoming platforms. If you want to campaign for election, you pay for billboards, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you want to come for a platform that has been built. You want to come and use it free of charge. And journalists are getting to the point to say, no. If you are coming on this platform, you pay for it now. Because it's now a PR platform. Because the journalists are some of the poorest people you can find in Nigeria. And I'm telling them,
just ahead
don't
of teachers.
collect that gift anymore.
Ahead of teachers.
Charge for it. Are they ahead of teachers?
Yes, they are.
I don't think they are ahead of teachers. Charge for it. Because teachers need to pay for it during elections. And you eliminate that brand.
I am a media man and I will remain a media man, no doubt about that. But I want to put things straight to you. The way journalism, the media work is practiced some couple of years back, it's not the way it is practiced now.
You were well paid.
Now, Edmond, I'm excluding you, but we know what's on ground today. If I want to character assassinate now, between now and the set of the press boys to assemble, who will do it for me?
It's a branch of journalism.
It's not. I'm coming.
It is.
I know.
It's a branch of journalism.
Look.
It's not wrong.
I'm
tend to say journalism is
hold it. Let's get it right. It's a brand of journalism.
Yes.
No doubt about that. But is it when you are not courteous about it? Are you getting me now? Because we are in a country that does not have strong institutions that can hold them. I'm happy you are a teacher at one of my. He told me the first thing you brought to them in class was them to understand the NBC rules. That they must understand it. That they must have it behind their mind. The media boys of these days don't understand this, and when they understand it, they know they will go away with the blue border. So irrespective of what they do, whether it's slander, whether it's blackmail, whether it's counter assassination, they know they will go about with it. They go about. So all you need to do is just to give them money, and they disobey all the tenets.
Take them to court.
Which court? Tell me the court in Nigeria.
We just have
media man in the last 10 years.
Because the law of information is so complex.
Because institutions are not strong. The press boys too are not capitalizing on the fact that the institutions are not strong. They can go away with blue murder.
All right, we'll be back after this break. Don't go away. Chief Wale Owu, thank you for keeping us warm.
State Affairs with Edmond Bilo is live.
105.5.
I feed my mind. I see the light. I see the path. Knowledge is light.
Reading is feeding the mind. Feed the mind. Go to udarabooks.com. Udara Books. Feeding the mind.
This is Aleshiloe Junction, Iyagokun, Ibadan. You drive down, you go to Cocoa House. You move in this direction, you are moving to 110. 110 leads to Challenge. You turn into this angle,
You are moving towards Aleshiloye Market, an important junction. Sadly, it's also a dangerous junction. At that end is a deep valley. If you miss your way, you plunge in. Those that plunge in hardly come out alive. It is a very dangerous junction. In the dangerous junction, there are potholes too. The potholes we are talking about can also cause accidents. The reason the potholes on the rail track, around the rail track, should be taken care of. How feel in this place? Why you they feel out?
Because many people in the past, they will enter this place, it's very problem.
So they spoil your motor?
Yeah, they spoil my motor. Even trailer, even car. So they spoil well.
So that used to make you feel out?
Yes. I make it help and make it feel out, make it everybody fast, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
You walk around here?
Yes, I they pass that place. Okay. I they pass people where they follow Ala Albasa to walk. Okay. When enter, I they pass and enter. Right. I be traffic Ala Albasa.
You can see this is a Nigerian that is concerned about the situation of Aleshiloye Junction in Yagokun. You can see the pothole. He is the one filling the pothole at this moment. We are calling on the Oyo State government to help. Thank you very much.
Make it tell the government, make it can't do it because many cars spoil that place.
Okay, so
every day. Yes, make it government can't help them. So you make it make you can't help on that place. Because many cars is very full that place.
Become president in 2023 by default.
Yes.
It's becoming likely.
Yeah, I think he's pushed himself now into contention. PDP appears to be tired. I mean, from the way I see things, I think Obi has a chance with youth population, with the fact that we could have a hung election. It's not so clear like before, and with the kinds of vice presidential candidates selected by the APC. But it is not true that he doesn't need the East. If he doesn't get the East, he's finished. He has to get a solid base in the East. If the PDP manages to undermine him in the East, then Obi will just be plenty of heat without fire.
I learned the old generals are with him. They've not confirmed, but something is telling me the old generals. The
you can't. Those guys are those guys. When you have those guys as your supporters, don't think that
they are Maradona.
The youth. If you have solid youth support, yes, you have support because they have a reason for it, but not those guys.
I give it to Obi. No, you have some showings, but not to the showing of the fact that it would defeat and defeat the APC and become the president. It's a child's play. It's coming up. Professor Egbokhare said one thing last week that I love, that Obi has created a movement. It's a movement of time, not of now. It's of the future. Let him continue it. It will surely get there. But for now, it's still it's a toddler.
It's a
toddler. Our local.
It's a way for me.
Professor Egbokhare, thank you for featuring us.
Thank you. Nice to be here again, Obilo.
And Chief Wale, thank you for coming this morning.
It's my pleasure, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The program is State Affairs. The radio man is still here. Don't go away.